Hello there. Here I am going to install Lineage OS on a OnePlus 6. This is the Enchilada device, not the Fajita device, which is the OnePlus 6T. In a previous video, I had shown how to do this to install Lineage with MicroG, and I'm going to do the same today, except this is a bit more of a full walkthrough. So here I'm turning on the device for the very first time, and it is booting into Oxygen OS. So I apologize for some of the weird formatting of the video in advance, but just bear with the images jumping around a bit, and it should be able to help you to install Lineage for MicroG on a OnePlus 6. So in this tutorial, I'm going to walk through this exactly how I did it, including all the mistakes and problems I ran into. So the first thing you want to do is connect to the Wi-Fi so that you can download the product updates. We want to have the OnePlus 6 in the most up-to-date firmware directly from the manufacturer. So we'll go into Settings, scroll to System and check for System Updates. This one's already up to date, so we're ready to go. Now I'll show you the steps that I use to download and install Lineage for MicroG. So first I'm opening a browser and I'm going to search Lineage for MicroG. So this is the website that you want to get to, and you do want to download the firmware. So again, this is the OnePlus 6, which is codenamed Enchilada. So I'm going to scroll down to there and download that package. For installation instructions, it seems to say that I can just follow the regular official Lineage OS ROM instructions, so I'm going to look for that as well. So on the official page, the devices are laid out by their normal names, but here we can see, yes, the code name is Enchilada, and that's important. In case you don't know what device you're using, make sure to check it on the Lineage OS page. Again, this tutorial can be used for similar devices. So first we need to install ADB and Fastboot. I'm doing this on Windows, which is a little trickier than on Ubuntu, which seems to work fine without too much hassle. But I ran into some problems with Windows and maybe some others as well, so I want to show the process that I went through. So we downloaded Platform Tools, and I'm putting that in a different folder. So we're going to extract that into its own folder. Now you can put this somewhere convenient, but for the purposes of this demo, I put it on the desktop, so I'd know where it is, and I can show you when we use the command line. So there we have it extracted, and now we want to go back to Lineage for MicroG and download the packages. So we'll go to Enchilada, and we want to download the latest zip, which is about 600 megabytes. So that will be the ROM. And we also want to download the recovery image. A custom recovery is required to do this. So to install, we have to enable the OEM unlock and USB debugging. To do that, you have to go into the device settings and go to About Device, and then tap on the build number until it says that developer mode is enabled. Then when you go back to system settings, you'll see that there's a developer area, and then you can search for USB debugging, turn that on, and then also later we can enable the OEM unlock, which is required to unlock the bootloader. So the next step we want to do is to reboot the device and unlock the bootloader. So I have to open command prompt and change directory to where I've downloaded and extracted platform tools, which is on the desktop for me. And follow the command in the instructions. ADB reboot bootloader. But I do want to enable OEM unlock first from the developer mode, so I gotta check that, enable that, and then retype the command. So it's not connecting to the computer, so I've unplugged the cable, but that didn't seem to do anything, so I'm running the command anyway and see if it does anything. Oh, okay, there. So it just took a little while, and you have to click OK, and then you can run the command again, and it should reboot to the bootloader, and there it goes. So now I'm in the bootloader, and if I type fast boot devices, it should list the device that's plugged in. Again, this seemed to work fine when I did it on Ubuntu, but on Windows, it just did not detect the device as expected. So I tried installing the Universal ADB driver just to see if that would help. And I extracted it to the desktop. So I tried the command again, but The device is still not being detected. So I go to Device Manager and I see Android there, trying to update the driver. But I don't really know what to do there. So I searched on XDA forums and I found this post. And I'll put the link in the description below, which describes this problem, and there's a video to follow. So it says install this driver, as we did, the ADB driver, but then to update the driver you have to go to Browse Computer and then click that, which is what I missed. So going back on my own computer, I did the same steps for the driver. And then you have to restart the computer. So I'm going to restart, and here I'm restarted. I have the device still in fast boot mode, and we're going to try the command again. And there we go. The device is now detected. We can run fastboot OEM unlock to unlock the bootloader. Follow the instructions on the screen. And then the device will reboot and the bootloader will be unlocked, which is what we need to install Lineage OS. So I've downloaded these files again, just to make sure. We want the recovery image and the ROM itself. So again, on first boot, after unlocking the bootloader, it will take some time, so you can download packages in the meantime. And we will have to re-enable developer mode USB debugging again. So to install, we also want to download this copy partitions file. This is important so that we don't brick the device, and I want to do that in advance just to make sure that I have it. So we just have to go through the initial setup of the phone so that we can get to the settings, re-enable USB debugging, and then we can proceed with the installation. So again, we have to install, or we have to enable USB debugging. And again, reboot to the bootloader. Next, we run the command fastboot flash boot, and then the recovery image file, and that will flash the recovery image to the recovery part of the phone, actually to the boot part of the phone. Then we can boot to recovery by using the menu from fastboot. So once we're in recovery mode, we can go down and follow the instructions to apply update and then apply from ADB. So now it's in this ADB sideload mode, and we can use the command ADB sideload to push the copy partitions zip, which will copy certain partitions that are necessary to remain on the device so that we don't mess it up. Just click yes when it asks if you trust the package. Now we also want to do the same thing with the lineage ROM. Actually, I forgot a step here, which is you're supposed to factory reset, format the data and reset. So the first step would be to factory reset. After copying the partitions, factory reset, format data, reset, and then push the lineage package through ADB sideload. And it does take a while. So there it is complete. And this is where I forgot to factory reset, so I'm gonna do that now. So I forgot to do that. So I'm re-flashing the zip according to the instructions, and we'll have to wait again. Okay, now rebooting the system, we can see it's booting into Lineage OS. So another issue that people are mentioning is getting the push notifications to work on Lineage for Micro G. So Micro G, the whole purpose of it is so that you can get push notifications, but sometimes it's a bit quirky in how it functions. So you might end up installing apps that have push notifications, but they don't register. So there are a few steps to enable or disable things to get it working. And if it doesn't work for you, I did try this technique that I found through some YouTube comments and through Reddit. So somebody commented on the other video how to get Micro G push notifications working, which was great. So thank you to that commenter. So here on Reddit, it tells you the way to do that. I'll post the link as well. So you want to disable both device registration and GCM in the Micro G settings. So there's a special setting in settings just for Micro G. So we're going to disable device registration, reboot. And then so according to the instructions, make sure they're both disabled. Enable one, the device registration and reboot, and then enable Google Cloud Messaging, GCM, and reboot. And then only after that should you install your messaging apps, which will ask if they can register for push notifications, and then you can allow that. So once that's done, you should have a phone working just as you would like it, and now running Lineage for Micro G. Again, I apologize for the strange windowing of the video. I did not plan that out very well, but hopefully in the next one, or if you have any comments or questions, just leave a comment below, and we will do our best to get back to you and help you out. Thanks again for watching.